We begin tonight with President Trump on the first major shakeup, removing National Security Advisor Mike Waltz from his post. Waltz was the one who set up that group chat on the Signal app with the defense secretary and others about an imminent attack in Yemen. Waltz accidentally including a journalist in that chat group. And then at the president's cabinet meeting just 24 hours ago, Waltz was seen checking that same app on his phone and the names that were revealed. This morning, Waltz was seen arriving at the White House, the president informing him of the move, the president then announcing the change on social media this afternoon. And the president revealing Secretary of State Marco Rubio will now also serve as the National Security Advisor, at least temporarily. The first time someone has shared these two positions since the Nixon administration. And tonight, the role Mike Waltz might now have instead. ABC senior political correspondent Rachel Scott leading us off. She's at the White House tonight.
Mr. President, why now on Mike Waltz?
Tonight, President Trump announcing the first shakeup of his second term. His embattled National Security Advisor, Mike Waltz, is out. Cameras catching Waltz as he walked to the West Wing early this morning, where the president delivered the news. Trump waiting until the 100th day of his presidency had passed to remove Waltz, but his departure comes as no surprise. The former Florida congressman embarrassed the White House and created a national security incident by starting a group chat among top administration officials on the commercial messaging app Signal to discuss sensitive details of military strikes in Yemen, and included a reporter by mistake. At the time, President Trump said Waltz had learned his lesson.
And probably he won't be using it again, at least not in the very near future. What do you think?
That's sir. I agree with you. Let's get everybody in the room.
But yesterday at the president's cabinet meeting, cameras capturing Waltz checking Signal on his phone. Chats visible with Vice President J.D. Vance, Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard, and Secretary of State Marco Rubio, too. At that meeting, Waltz lavishing praise on the president, who would boot him from his job just 24 hours later.
It's an honor to serve you in this administration, and I think the world is far better, far safer for it.
Today, the president announcing he would be moving Waltz to another role, posting on social media, "I will be nominating Mike Waltz to be the next United States ambassador to the United Nations." President Trump also saying Rubio would now become his national security advisor on an interim basis. That news came as a surprise to Rubio's spokesperson at the State Department when she was informed by reporters.
It is clear that I just heard this from you. This is the magic.
No heads up that this was coming.
The miracle of modern technology and the social media. So that is an exciting moment here. I think that, as I know Secretary Rubio, this is a man who, as I think you all know, has worn several hats from day one.
Rubio will now become the first person to serve simultaneously as Secretary of State and National Security Advisor since Henry Kissinger filled both roles for President Nixon. The question now, how Marco Rubio will balance these two roles. As Secretary of State, he is often traveling the world, meeting with foreign leaders, but national security advisors typically spend a lot of time here at the White House briefing the president on the most urgent threats to our nation and national security concerns, David.
Obviously, two major roles now for one person. Rachel, while we have you, there's another developing headline tonight involving the president. A federal judge now ruling the administration unlawfully cited the Alien Enemies Act in deporting Venezuelan immigrants, some alleged gang members.
Yes, David. Judge Fernando Rodriguez, who was appointed by President Trump, has now ruled and barred the Trump administration from using the centuries-old law to deport Venezuelan migrants from southern Texas, calling it unlawful. This ruling is limited in scope, but it is the furthest that any federal judge has gone so far, David.
All right, Rachel Scott leading us off tonight from the White House. Rachel, thank you.